Earlier on in the Mean Streets of Gadgets and expansion, someone linked me to a Reno Pirate Warrior, and I was like, what? Why would anyone make this deck? This isn't a deck. But then I played Reno Pirate Priest, and that was pretty fun, and I think people liked it. So then I was like, I should probably take that to the other end and play like Reno Pirate Shaman, because that's like, the Reno Pirate Priest is like the Reno deck that you throw pirates in, and that's like the pirate deck that you throw Reno in. But I just played Shaman, so I was like, whatever, I'll just do it in Warrior. So that Reno Pirate Warrior that I discounted earlier on in the expansion, I made a version of it here. And the really scary thing about this deck is if you just look at each individual card, there really aren't that many that shouldn't be in a Pirate Warrior deck. Like 5 maybe? Yeah, there are maybe like 5 cards in this deck that if you were playing against it you would be like, wait a second, hold up, what's going on? Like all of the cards except Reno at least make a little bit of sense in this deck. So I guess we're playing Reno Pirate Warrior. And I thought this would be fitting as the last deck that I play before Small Time Buccaneer gets nerfed. One thing to say about this deck is like maybe Skycap'n Crag and Grom are a little bit too big. I've thought about cutting those for like a Bloodsail Corsair and maybe a Cruel Taskmaster or something. But Skycap'n Crag and Grom are sure too cool, plus they do a lot of damage in the late game. So good enough, I guess. And somehow, I have over a 50% win rate with this at Legend. I'm 22-16, which is pretty solid. Some games you just play Pirate Warrior, some games you go a little bit late. I've had a few games, unfortunately off recording, where the enemy aggro deck got me down to like 2 HP, and then I played Reno and turned it around. Hopefully I can get a couple of those on recording too. But anyway, the deck is surprisingly good. Probably worse than regular Pirate Warrior, but still surprisingly good. Definitely keep the Buccaneer. I guess I probably keep the Deckhand just because he's cheap. Nah, I think I'll mulligan him. He's actually pretty shit without a weapon in this matchup. Just dies to Rusty Hooks. I definitely play the Buccaneer here. The question is, do I coin out the upgrade? Playing the upgrade here is good if he has a Fiery War Axe and wants to trade into my Small Time Buccaneer. I'll get 2 extra damage out of it. But I have the King's Defender in my hand already, I might want to upgrade that. I think this is just Buccaneer pass. Upgrading for a 1-3 weapon, I feel is more of like a desperation play than something you really hope to be doing. And holding it was better against everything except War Axe. So I probably go for King's Defender upgrade next turn and then go into Naga Corsair. Okay, he is Pirate. I was starting to think he might not be, since he had a slow opener. I guess he was just waiting to respond to my opener since he had the Fiery War Axe. I guess I don't have to play my upgrade this turn. Probably go Corsair upgrade next turn. Alright, there's Reno. He's really good in this matchup, obviously. Unfortunately, it looks like I don't really have a play lined up for next turn, but based just on mana cost, every card in my deck except Grommash is playable next turn. Ace? That's pretty scary. Definitely just gonna have to use these guys to trade off. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I can hold back on my weapon, I can use it and equip the War Axe. I'm definitely hero powering. Maybe I just throw down the Heroic Strike this turn. I don't think I ever Heroic Strike here because I really want a weapon in play next turn. I think I'm just gonna Hero Power pass. I might need this big weapon to help stabilize before I play Reno next turn. Am I dead? Alright, not dead. That should be GG. He might just concede when I play Reno. And then I'll just get my weapon damage in here. Got him.
Versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Victory or death.
Definitely don't keep the Gadgeteer. I'm a little bit tempted to keep this combo, because my early game is pretty weak. But I'd probably rather just have minions I can play. Especially on the coin, I think there are better things I can mulligan into than a King's Defender. Got my Reno, but he's not very good in this matchup. Okay, I don't think I would have coined Finley here, but I definitely coined the Buccaneer. The Buccaneer just does way too much damage.
The end is coming.
I actually can't kill that. That's really annoying. Well, I think that's game. As sad as it sounds. Let's just play our 3-3 and pass. Man, if he didn't have Doomsayer, the South Sea Captain would have put in so much work. I'll go for Korkron over the Arathi Weaponsmith here, just since I still had my 1-1 weapon in play. If I had used my weapon last turn, I would have played Arathi Weaponsmith here every time. I think Finley Weaponsmith is better than Arcanite Reaper here. I'm still at the stage in the game where I want a little bit of board presence. I can't just all in his life total. Even if he doesn't have Reno, I might just not have enough damage.
That belongs in a museum.
Also, he's apparently playing Harrison Jones, so I played around that like a professional. I think now I can just go face. Because I put him down to 6. If he doesn't have Reno, he's going to be under a lot of pressure.
We're gonna be rich.
He has the Reno, as they always do. That's a good draw. I think I'm tapping here. Mortal Strike doesn't seem too good. Captain Greenskin is really good here. It lets my weapon kill Reno. And I kind of have to play a little bit for the board at this point, since he had the Reno.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay, that's a lot of mana to draw one card. Frost Nova is strong, though. Let's tap. That is a really good card. I wonder if I even play the Blood Cell Raider here. Is my board just good enough if he doesn't have Flame Strike? I feel like my board is just good enough against not Flame Strike. And if he has Flame Strike, I don't want to throw another minion into it. Blizzard is also a card. Wow, this guy's playing Ice Lance. Is this Freeze Mage? Well, I'm tapping here. The upgrade was a really, really sick draw. Like, actually disgusting. I think I do need to commit some more stuff to the board now, though. Just 2 minions isn't quite good enough. So I can pop him this turn, actually pretty easily. Let's go ahead and tap. And then I think I'd just go for Heroic Strike here. What if it's Ice Barrier? I don't think I beat Ice Barrier here. I almost just kill him through Ice Barrier if I wanted to commit the Mortal Strike, but not quite. So I've seen Reno, I've seen Ice Barrier. He can still have Ice Block. He can still have Flame Strike, but Flame Strike's not good against this board.
At last,
Of course, he can also still have Kazakus. He took a 1-cost potion. I wonder what he's using the rest of his mana for. Ice Block, maybe? Okay, so that should be the Ice Block. Okay. I can still pop him here. I think I'll tap. I could use the South Sea deckhand to pop him at 1, but I don't really need to since I just have the Fiery War Axe in play. There's like not much reason at all to pop him at 1. Maybe I should have just played Reno instead of tapping there.
I bring life.
I'm executing Alexstrasza here, I think. And then I guess I'm just playing Crag. Push a little bit of damage. I will use my Fiery War Axe here because I still have a King's Defender in the deck, and I'm low enough on cards that it's fairly likely I draw it next turn.
who knows what secrets will uncover?
Okay.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
So I have 2 lethal draws in the deck, my 2 big chargers, and I can tap into either one of them. King's Defender is unfortunately 1 off. I think I have to tap for it here. Oh, I guess Bash was also lethal there, and Hobart Grapplehammer, and Naga Corsair. Wow, I was actually so likely to get lethal off that tap. Alright, well, I think the play here is just heal up so he can't kill me, and get in my 4 so that it's very unlikely he survives next turn. If he doesn't heal or anything, I think I have guaranteed lethal next turn.
Embrace the power of the Cabal.
Grom and Leroy just straight up do it. Grapplehammer and Naga Corsair do it with the King's Defender. Bash does it with King's Defender. So Grimy Gadgeteer is the only card that doesn't give me lethal, and I get 2 draws next turn. I almost went to Fatigue. I wonder if I would have died if I didn't play Reno.
Garrosh versus Gul'dan.
Playing against Nyman.
Shall be mine. Victory or death.
I played him earlier today and he was playing Reno Mage. Guess he decided to swap. I was actually playing Reno Pirate Warrior against his Reno Mage. I wonder if he'll remember. I think First Mate's the play here, right? Since I have the Bloodsail Raider in hand. I actually drew a real Pirate Warrior hand. Probably really not much point in using my weapon here. I have turn 3 plays, I have turn 4 plays, and I don't really have that many weapons in my deck. Okay, he didn't have Doomsayer. So hopefully this won't be a game where the Reno Lock has the nuts every turn. Steady Shot is OP. He has Coin. and he hasn't used it. So if I play this, he could Hellfire this turn. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like against Reno Lock, you just have to hope they don't have it. He could have Demon Wrath, but my 3/3 and my 1/3 both survive. So this is pretty much only bad against Coin Hellfire, I think. And it's better against, like, everything else. Alright, Coin Hellfire. As expected, since they have it every time. I'm gonna hold my weapon here so that I can Dread Corsair Hero Power next turn. Do I care enough about Brand to Heroic Strike it? I don't think I do. Lets him get double Kazakus, but he would have just played Kazakus there, wouldn't he? I think I'm just trying to kill him. I'm showing 5. I have 5 in hand. So I won't quite be able to kill him next turn. Alright, I guess Earthen Ring Farseer is good. And that's pretty good too. Make a board, and I think I'm just going face. Trying to kill him. I have lethal next turn if he doesn't deal with my board or have Reno, which I mean is very unlikely. But I don't really see much risk in sending my 4/4 face instead of into the Earthen Ring. I mean, my guy has Taunt, so the Earthen Ring has to go into it anyway. I guess it's worse against, like, Shadow Bolt? That's a good start to the turn for me. Looks like that's a Shadow Bolt on that guy. Trade Earthen Ring into the Taunt. And then I only have 9. I have lethal draws. That's not one of them. I think I just get my damage in. He didn't have Reno last turn, so it's unlikely he has it this turn, and getting my damage in here means that, like, Bash would be lethal, or Mortal Strike would be lethal through a taunt. Well, I just Hero Power here, hope he doesn't draw Reno. Wow, I won. By the way, 11 cards in my deck were lethal that turn, and I drew Reno, but I still got him.